Hi, I'm B. Welcome to this week's episode of Wreck This Journal. If you've seen my other videos, then you know that I'm using this journal for art prompts and experimentation. The first pages that I'll be working on today are pages 16 and 17. Poke holes in this page using a pencil. What I did is I copied this page and then shrunk it down to a smaller size, poked holes in that page, and then used that to draw my sketches. The dots reminded me of a constellation assignment. What you do is you take these dots and you have them on each joint of the anatomy as well as a couple on the head, and you had to connect the dots to the joints of the human skeleton and then create a character out of these dots. There are quite a few skeletons that I created from these dots, but I ended up settling on this running man skeleton. Once the skeleton was done, obviously I wasn't going to just leave it a skeleton. I needed to create the character around that. Because of how the dots are created, I really should have shifted the neck a little bit over, so one of his arms is completely out of proportion to the other one. But otherwise, I thought this running man idea was pretty comical to me. Like it was a Superman silhouette, but he was like running and he looked like he was carrying a pizza. And so I was like, why would Superman be carrying a pizza? And then I was like, what makes him super? My first thought was that he saved a cat, from a tree or something like that. But I ended up making it a dog because I like dogs, and that way I could have it have its tail wagging. And then I thought it would be adorable to have this other dog smelling the pizza and chasing after Superman. So now it's not Superman anymore, obviously, because the dog can keep up. So now it's just a pizza guy. And I don't know, the whole thing seemed comical to me, and it just seemed really lighthearted and fun. The next pages that I'll be working on today are pages 18 and 19. Draw fat lines and then pushing really hard with the pencil. Artistically speaking, the first thing that comes to mind when I think of lines is cross-hatching. The first piece that comes to mind is M.C. Escher's Relativity, which M.C. Escher is not known for his cross-hatching skills. That's more of an Albrecht Durer thing. But he used the cross-hatching to create the different planes of the universe of relativity. M.C. Escher's more famous for optical illusions. Either way, I decide to do a bunch of portraits using a cross-hatching technique. I make a bunch of different characters with a bunch of different things in mind. The little girl, to me, it looks like she's about to ask for something from her parents. So she's got her poutiest eyes on and, a timid smile. The gentleman with the flowers in his hair, he's very upset, hurt almost. He seems very wary of whoever he's speaking to, almost as if he had just been insulted. The girl with the bob, she's edgy. I wanted her to have a little bit more of anger to her, or angst, maybe a little bit more bitterness. The woman with the hip hairstyle, I picture her as very short but very fit, like she could take down an army all by herself. The gentleman with the long hair and the braids, inspiration of that was the Vikings. I was thinking, he was a Viking, and then the short woman was his companion or friend, and they were going to go take on the world together. This gentleman, he's trying to look cool. He's got his glasses on, so no one can see the tears in his eyes, but he's obviously very frustrated. He's sad and frustrated and trying to keep it in. You know what I mean? The gentleman with the curls, I was thinking, he was just he's waiting pointedly for someone, blowing bubbles a bit impatiently. And then in the filler space, I did the little girl, just giving a quick little peek. I didn't really like her because there wasn't quite enough space for all of her. And as I created this background, I didn't really like the background either. It was too busy. I tried to add the dots so that way there would be better eye movement between the characters, but really that just drew too much attention to the dots and not enough to the characters. And so ultimately, I decided just to scrap the background and cut around each one of these pieces, which was, quite a bit of work. And then once they were all cut out, I did a simple striped background, kind of like a wallpaper for them to be placed on. I used a gray color since I used a blue pen. I decided going with a neutral gray would be the best for their background. I rearranged them and I got rid of the little girl because I was able to do that since they were all cut out. I could put them where I wanted to, which was another benefit of that. But ultimately, I think it turned out really well. I really like this page. Going forward, I will be doing Wreck This journals every week until I complete this book. It is just easiest for me to work through with all of my other priorities in my life right now. But I'm excited. I'm excited to keep working through this book and seeing what kind of challenges come out. And I hope I see you all on the journey. Until next time.